Welcome back, guys, for the analyst desk, and that was an interesting game to say the least, I guess.
Yeah, that was a really interesting game. I'm not sure how to feel about it or react to it, except just Palmgoat making a stamp saying, I'm the best ADC. I should have been first pro all team. He's the American sniper on Varus. I mean, some of his cues just, I can't believe they hit some of them.
Yeah, definitely. Now let's dive into this game. In the early game, in the top lane, I want to talk about the first blood. Papa Francesco got the solo kill on Accelerate, and then Accelerate TP'd in, and then died immediately right after. However,
Yeah.
somehow Accelerate was like outplayed Papa around the turret and got a kill, so I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, Papa Francesco got a really early lead on the Volibear. I mean, as expected, right? It's Volibear into Cho'Gath, but you got the TP coming back. I have a teammate I know who sometimes likes to do that. Shout outs. But when you got the Volibear diving level 6 to level 4 Cho'Gath, he autoed the turret, didn't manage to get the kill. But honestly, it didn't end up mattering at all, right? That Cho'Gath was pretty irrelevant this game.
Yeah, so let's bring it down to the bot lane where Palmgoat was like 7-0 at one point, and it was disgusting. Like a 5v5 in the bottom lane, which blew the game a little bit open.
Yeah, that was nuts. I mean, we were saying it on the desk, they were saying it on the cast, right? Whatever team gets ahead, they just close this game out super quickly, right? And it felt like besides one or two plays in the top and bot lane that happened at the same time, Wyo was just in control the entire game. They were getting ganks off. They were getting like 2v2 kills. They were getting poke. I mean, at one point, there was, 8 to 9 people in the bot lane at once, and it was just all Wyo and all Palmgoat coming up heads. The Varus snipes, the Varus early game damage, I mean, we're talking about the scaling and how Varus falls off eventually. He can't kill Cho'Gath and Udyr. But when you're early in the game and you have a ton of kills, there's just not enough armor to get around all that lethality that Varus had. They just played it really well. We were doubters on the analyst desk, but
Yeah.
they just played it better. Varus is a pretty good champion if you land all your skill shots.
Yep. So I want to say in the maybe 15, 16 minutes, Lotus actually got a bunch of kills and brought the gold lead to an even state, right? But
Yeah.
at 20 minutes, a little something happened in the Baron where WoW actually started it, but Lotus tried to contest and actually lost the team fight, got aced, and that blew the game right open.
Yeah, that was a really interesting scenario because, Wyo wasn't really that ahead at that point. They were like moderately ahead, but, as we were saying, like a significant draft disadvantage in our eyes. And it was a lethality Varus hitting the Baron, right? I guess the Zyra does a lot of damage, but Tristana's not a known Baron shredder either. And they peeled off the Baron, and I really thought that Accelerate on the Cho'Gath, I think it was the Baron's at 3k, right? I think he could have taken the Blast Plant over into the Baron pit and nommed it. The Cho'Gath nom does more damage than a Smite. I think they could have actually taken the Baron there and either gone for the fight and tried to avoid the Varus and Zyra AoE, or just flash out, right? I think the Cho'Gath could have Blast Planted in and flash, and they could have actually gotten the Baron and completely disengaged the fight. Maybe they lose a couple here and there, but they had the Bard ulti for disengage. So sort of questioning macro decisions from the side of Lotus.
Yep, and it doesn't help that after that, Palmgo actually steals a dragon away from Lotus, and then, I mean, I feel like just WoW just destroyed Lotus after that. I think they just tilted off the face of the earth. What do you think, Mitchell?
Yeah, I think Tilt is definitely the name of the game here. I mean, we saw after that Baron play, several tilt plays, LZ running in on the Udyr with the Ghost, Alistair getting caught up in the top side, people just getting Skarner ulted face plant. But we do have the draft up, so we'll see if Lotus can bring it back. No tilt, so let's check this out right now. Yeah, we're going to see Hecarim and Skarner banned on the side of Lotus with the Sivir. So just banning everything away. They don't want to see it. The Tristana, Kaisa, and Thresh banned on the side of
Full
WyoBoomers.
bot lane bans from WoW. They know Alistair is trying his hardest to carry. He actually got some nice 2v2, a nice 2v2 kill like later in the game, last game, and first pick Udyr from Lotus.
Yeah, first pick Udyr on Lotus. I mean, we saw game one. Like the LZ actually got really ahead. He got the first gank off in bot lane. It wasn't first blood, but it was an early gank, and he was up something like 14 CS, which is like 3.5-ish camps. So he completely out-tempoed the Skarner in the early game, and we will see the Volibear. This is what we were talking about all the way back in Game 1 analysis, where the Volibear here is a flex pick. It can go top or jungle, and is very, very strong in both.
Yeah, definitely. Top lane, we saw what happened last game, so maybe if you don't want to go Cho'Gath, I think it was still fine, but Accelerate just has to play the lane very differently. And we'll see what they pick here. A few more
Yeah.
seconds.
Oh, the
Jhin.
Jhin.
Okay,
That is a takeaway comfort pick from Alistair. Alistair,
definitely.
Caitlyn, and Jhin are definitely the two picks that he is most known on. I like this a lot from Wyo. When a team is down 0-2, they're tilted, they're losing close games that they feel maybe they shouldn't have, taking away comfort is the way to go. I like this a lot from Palm Goat.
Yeah, definitely, and we'll see what Lotus want to pick against that. That's a Rel there. So Rel is a very strong pick and semi tanky. So if they see the enemy team pick Jhin, then you just want to pick a bunch of tanks into it.
Yeah, I agree. Pick a bunch of tanks into Jhin. Maybe we'll see the Cho'Gath again. It will be
Jinx.
Alistair's
Ooh.
Jinx. Let's go.
Jinx.
I mean, let's hope we see him pop off.
Yep.
Earlier in the season, we saw him 1v2ing bot lanes with this champion. Let's see what he can do today. The support pick will get counter for the side of Wyo. It's going to be pivotal.
Yeah, for sure. So we have a Kha'Zix hover.
A Kha'Zix hover. That's an interesting pick. Going to get completely out-tempoed by the Udyr. No CC.
Okay,
All right, it's going to be an Alistair.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, I was gonna say. So we have jungle and bot lane picked for the side of Lotus, and then Wyo have their bot lane and possibly a top jungle flex. We don't know
Yeah.
for sure, but
Yeah.
that's something there. So it is up to the solo lanes for Lotus. We'll see what they will pick. And looking at these bans, I assume they'll
Yeah.
just ban mid laners again and just pick there.
Yeah, I assume they're gonna ban perhaps top laners and mid laners because they can still flex the Volibear. I mean, it's hard to say what Wyo will do here. I'm not even sure if Rosero plays Volibear. I know he's played it once, but not sure if he wants to prio it. We've only seen him scarred into this match. But the Alistair, as we saw earlier, is a good counter into Rel. We saw that game one, the flip up matchup, and Lotus actually got really ahead with that pick. So we're going to see the Anivia ban. I like that. Get the Anivia out of here. If you're playing Udyr, you just don't want to see an Anivia.
Okay, so there's the Darius and Mordekaiser ban, same as game one actually, so the top lane. So I assume they're just gonna pick Cho'Gath again, maybe.
Yeah, I think Cho'Gath top lane, blind, and then a Volibear jungle, because Volibear actually does quite well into both Mordekaiser and Darius. It's actually winning matchups classically for the Volibear top lane. So I'm guessing Cho'Gath blind here as well. The set did not look great for Accelerate in game one. Got early lane advantage, but wasn't able to make the big team fight Wombo ultis. So we'll see what Wyo ends up doing here.
Possibly they could pick a mid in order to maintain the flex, but we'll see. Gnar is hovering.
Gnar is interesting.
Okay,
so Gnar is also a counter pick into Cho'Gath, right? Gnar is good into Cho'Gath, so they're trying to predict maybe the fact that Lotus wants to pick Cho'Gath here. So gonna be that jungle Volibear. We've been talking about it for a while. It's the most played champion on the side of Papa Francesco for the Gnar. So just absolute comfort. And we're gonna see the Vlad counter. All right,
okay,
let's go. We got Yone, we got Vlad. This is classic Lotus with the Vlad scaling in the top lane. Yone mid lane, hard carry for JVL. The only scary thing is this is a blind Yone.
Yeah.
Like, there are a ton of counter picks you can pick into Yone, but how many AP champions are there that you want to put in? Akali is one, right? Akali is decent into the Yone, but we're going to see a Nico hover, and it's a lock-in.
All right.
What are your thoughts on this, Nico?
I've never seen the matchup. Honestly, I'm not too sure. Might be just a skill.
Yeah, I think it's probably a skill matchup. Nico's very skill shot dependent. So is Yone, right? You got to land those Qs. But it's very counter engagey, the Nico, right? It's hard to engage, I feel like, onto this team. Udyr's very fast, Vladimir has the pool. Like I'm just not sure how this Nico fits in here in the run-in comp. But there's a ton of CC, there's a ton of Wombo, so probably Nico is just follow up engage. And then the Vlad here, though, I mean, he's going to scale into a monster. That top lane
Yeah.
matchup is usually very Vlad favored. It's hard for the Gnar to really punish.
I think the Nico might be just there for when all the members of Lotus engage, just pop blossoms and then just roots all of them. So that might be something to happen. But
Yep.
what do you think this game is going, or this? What do you think this draft is looking like right now?
Oh, this draft is really interesting. I mean, Udyr clears faster than Volibear, that's for sure. But the dueling on the side of Volibear is very potent, as well as Udyr as well. So that matchup is probably fairly even, just maybe barely Udyr favored. The bot lane matchup, though, Jinx, Rel, Jhin, Alistar. I expect Jhin, Alistar to win that early on, because Alistar with the Rel counter. Hard to say. It's a fairly even draft. I think Vladimir does outscale Gnar, but Gnar just has like team fight CC, right? Even if
Yeah.
Vlad does get ahead, even if Vlad does get to scale into 3 items, the Gnar can still wombo combo with CC. And you have the Nico follow up. I think the big X factor here is going to be that Yone, right? Can the Yone pop
Definitely.
off and be able to get into these fights and get ahead? Because if Yone falls behind, he just can't kill the front line. He can't get past him. He gets CC'd, he gets clicked by Volibear, he gets clicked by Alistar, and he can't actually play the game. So the Yone is going to have to be the difference maker for Lotus. I think I do take Wyo just for its consistency.
I will. I have to say, actually, I agree with you. I will. I do like Wyo's draft more, and I mean, I Alistair counterpick into Rel, and then I like the Gnar overall. Volibear is a just disgusting champion, but so is Udyr.
Yes, they're both absolutely crazy champions. Oh, this draft is going to be interesting. But to be honest, like none of the draft talk we've had has really come through because it's all been about like who just outplays the other, right? All these bot lanes and top lanes have just been skirmishing like crazy. Mid lane is all about who gets the roam. I mean, both Yone and Nico can roam fine, but I mean, Nico at level 6 is, I think, a lot scarier than Yone at level 6. So I think it's just going to be whoever gets ahead with these comps is going to win because they're both fairly similar to a certain degree.
Yep, it depends on the team's personal skill. So
Yep,
that's what's gonna
definitely.
happen.
There's no dramatic draft infants in my head. Let's hope we can get 5 games. I mean, this is just
Yeah.
game 3. This is Wyo heading to potentially their match point. Yeah, go on and check out. New Age apparently did take a game off of Akuma Glaive, so
1-1.
Excellency 2 looking pretty close. So go ahead, check that out. But we'll be right back here. We're going to send it back to our casters. Thank you very much.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for what may be the final time here tonight. Not the way any of us were expecting tonight to go. We each individually predicted 3-2s one way or another, but none of that matters now. All that matters is that Wyo sit on series point, and if they grab one more win, Lotus are knocked completely out of playoffs.
Yeah, and that would be devastating in 3-0 fashion if WyoBoomers were able to pull it off. And I do think we got to talk about it, Necrox. I think there's just a little bit of tilt creeping into Lotus. That game one was so heavily in their favor. And we asked the question, what would happen if they dropped this game one? Well, we sort of found out in game two, and it was not good. They just could not handle the skirmishes. They couldn't handle the draft that WyoBoomers came out with. And now we are here in game three. There's a ton of comfort champions for the side of Lotus as they try to claw this one back. But I like the composition from WyoBoomers. Trinity got a counter pick in mid lane. I think it's pretty solid. It looks set up pretty well, but Lotus are going to have to dig deep mentally, physically to pull this one out, because going out 3-0 to WyoBoomers, a team that's seated lower than you after being the runners-up last season, would be crushing for them. And they really need to try to find a way, particularly, I think, accelerate in JVL.
And to be fair, on Wyo's composition, the only thing that I could say about it that maybe not shines in a positive light is there's a lot that has to go right. You have to play around the Mega Gnar, you have to hit a nice Pop Blossom, and Jhin has to hit skill shots. Other than that, I agree with you, their composition is solid, but Lotus, again, as you said, are working with pure comfort. But one note on that same page, though, Accelerate hasn't been performing tonight. We were wondering, how can he come online? Past splits, he has been a star in the top lane, but tonight really haven't seen much. This would be a great game for him to get things turned around.
Yeah, certainly would, and he's on his most played champion here in the scaling Vladimir, going to look to be a secondary carry to Alistar. What we talked about, could he be that option? Would it be him or JVL? JVL had the chance to do it in game number one, but they just couldn't hold on, and it was Wyo taking it over. In game number two, JVL just completely invisible, and Accelerate has struggled in both games. So these two solo laners really need to step up for Lotus so they can have a better result and keep this series alive, because again, there is a semifinals place, likely against, I believe it would be Glaive if Akuma wins that series, up for grabs here. And I think Lotus would expect to be getting that spot. It's what they would have been planning for, what they would have been talking about, and it's what would be expected out of a team with their pedigree.
Yeah, and if you are interested about the seeding, how through playoffs should turn out, you can go ahead and check out our second channel, where the other side of the bracket, quarterfinals, is happening now, as we may be looking for something stepping awfully far forward. Would take a force shot, but of course the execute damage doesn't do much to full HP targets, as Rosero shows up top lane, trying to maybe find something, but that Sanguine Pool is a great disengage tool, and will be just fine. JVL going in for a trade, some things happening really, but nothing too worrisome. There you go, flash for flash though, and here you go in mid as well. Trinity, maybe has run out of flash, nothing available. Q3 doesn't connect, but it's first blood to Lotus in JVL.
And it's LZ at it again in the early game here. This time on the Udyr, was largely outplayed by Rosero in game number two, but they took away the Skarner, and LZ finds a gap in the early game to get the early kill against Trinity. The gold does go over to JVL, so it's perfect. And now he wants to make something happen. Bot too.
Whew. Face check there by Palm Goat, and will lose his flash for it. That's 5 minutes of exposed AD carry. So immobile, nothing there to get you to safety. Has a little bit of self-peel with the traps and deadly flourish, but really the captive audience does absolutely nothing for you there. The Udyr runs too dang fast, but here they go on top side. Accelerate has the pull, but has to time this one perfectly. Gets the phase rush, but the stun is there, and the crunch down is perfect. One more auto AQ. Oh, you're kidding me. Accelerate lives somehow in top lane with less than 50 HP. The man survives.
Yeah, that is huge. Accelerate already looking better in game number 3 than he did in the first 2 on this Comfort Vlad. And just barely staying alive, but wasting so much of Ricero's time and resources, while LZ has been nothing but successful on his ganks, getting the kill in mid, getting the flash out of Palm Goat as well. So Lotus gonna love the start they have. They've gone out to a 600 gold lead, but more important than the gold will just be the feeling that they are winning this early game once again, and that they are moving in the right direction in this series.
And Accelerate. We were talking about how his performance last game was, die, TP, die. This time, it's flash away from a flash gank, get ganked again, and survive. This is much better from Accelerate. He's absorbing pressure. This is where Accelerate really can thrive, when he's put on a lot of this ganking effort and then somehow manages to slip away with the Vladimir. And now they're looking for Palm Goat. That's a flash engage, but it doesn't find very much. Kiwi's gonna land a 2-man stun. Birdman maybe a little bit of trouble. Kiwi is gonna be thrown back into the turret with a nice ultimate coming in. Papa with a beautiful Gnar will find a couple members. 2 gonna be taken down. Alistair flashing away. Can they find the follow through chase? Ricero on the hunt. Papa soon to follow. Birdman has the combo available. There's a nice bit of damage, and Alistair is gonna go down. The question is, can JVL survive the incoming onslaught? The dive will be called off, and a nice return play. Wild find themselves out in front.
Yeah, and the one good thing for Wild that comes out of those failed ganks top lane, one of them cost Accelerate his TP. There's no response from him as Papa comes in with the Mega Gnar and cleans house for the Boomers underneath their own turret. That is a huge turnaround for them. They grab a small gold lead, although Ricero's in some trouble.
Ricero, this is not a duel you win, my friend. Smite gonna go down just to get a little more HP. The Pop Blossom will find 2, but a crash down from Qzm's gonna set up a good attract repel, but the target is missing now as LZ has already died. Now Kiwi is caught in no man's land. The man has to escape somehow, but he's ticking, he's burning down, dead. Kiwism is killed immediately by Palm Goat, and Lotus have overextended by a mile here in the bot side river. They'll lose 2 members for free, and that's certainly Dragon.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be Dragon, and despite all of the good things happening for Lotus in the early game, it's once again WyoBoomers finding their way back in, finding the plays. They take advantage of the teleport discrepancy, then they collapse faster in the upper river, and they are making the turnaround happen. They find themselves 1,000 gold ahead, and the first Drake as Accelerate gets chased down. He's forced to use the ulti. He might still die.
Gosh, that damage. And Mega Gnar's now available. Get him a little more HP to work with. Accelerate again. Gonna get some more with the Hemo Plague return. That was very close on the top side, and LZ actually using Ghost to try to steal Dragon in bot river as well. So a lot of resources committed. This could be very dangerous if they're not careful. Alistar is gonna get knocked up, and Insect now maybe no. The headbutt doesn't come through, and now Birdman's gonna be slowed up, but the Insect is on to Kiwi. They just needed one, and they found him. Kiwi is dead for the 3rd time in 8 minutes. Lotus are crumbling at the seams.
Yeah, Birdman showing why he's team 2 and Kiwi's team 3. That was such a beautiful engage with the Hex Flash. He held on to the headbutt for that entire time to guarantee at least 1 kill. He was fishing for Alistair when it was clear he couldn't get him. He says, all right, I'll settle for Kiwi. Takes him down again, and now the kill score that was in favor of Lotus, first blood and everything, now 6-2 and a nearly 2k gold lead here for WyoBoomers.
And Birdman thinks he's getting a smart play here, but it might be Palm Goat that's caught out. Doesn't have flash, but in a couple seconds he will. Can he survive long enough? No, the stun, that damage, Ignite ticks down. Oh, so unfortunate for the shutdown to go over to Kiwi, but they grab him all the same. 2-2 now as Palm Goat as they get a little bit more priority here in bot side, able to shove that one in, and thought maybe Birdman would actually be the member that's caught out, but under the turret now, Accelerate flashing away from the Gnar. This one's turned around. You've got to be kidding me with these teams and botch dives. Now Alistair may be in some trouble. There's the headbutt pulverized combo, and good night, Alistair. Good gracious. That bear don't care about no ADC.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Papa mistimed Accelerate's flash there, thinking he could go under the turret, but he keeps forgetting that turrets do a lot of damage, and they seem to be his enemy number 1 in this series. But while Papa goes down in top lane, Birdman is just putting on a clinic, in game number 3 on this Alistar. Hex flashing all over the place, setting up a kill onto Alistar, who stuck around a little bit too long. This man is making things happen for WyoBoomers, and he's already on to I believe it's mobility boots. He's already even upgraded his support item halfway. This is looking good for Birdman. He's already out on the roam once again, looking to set up a play.
Yeah, Birdman looking through mid. Will not have vision on JBL, so no option there. But really, the difference here is between 80 carries once more. Accelerate has been put under a lot of pressure, but it's bot lane that has found the most anxiety this time around. Alistar 0-2-2, struggling to keep up, has kept up well in CS to be fair, but the Jinx just doesn't dish out the early game DPS, and because of it, Kiwism is just overextended a couple 2 times. But I know the Lotus fan base well, and I know they're faithful in their carries to bring this one back to not only a game 4, but a game 5 possibly. But it's so dull and it's so bleak now. You just have to hold on to hope.
Yeah, good stuff here by WyoBoomers, though. Oh, Alistar, very close. Not good enough, though.
Unlucky not to be able to steal that one, but no problem. Not even close at all, but Accelerate might be close to death here. Rosero, no ultimate, so won't be able to force the tower dive. LZ's arrived to make it a 2v2, but will just disengage.
Yeah, nothing quite going to happen there. Remember, Alistar down the ulti, but just going to be playing this one safe as he continues to farm up. As we do look across the game state at the moment, still no mythic items available for either team. But Rosero very far ahead on this Volibear, 3-0-2. We already saw what it can do in Papa Francesco's hands. Now it is Rosero's turn on this champion. Couple kills across the board there. But the man really set up to be a potential carry for Lotus this time around. JBL, highest CS in the game, 2-0-0 on this Yone against the counter pick Nico. So keep your eyes on JVL. Again, one of those members that we asked to be more of a carry for Lotus. Had one good game, one not so good game, set up to have another good game here in number 3.
And Papa's going to have to burn the ulti and flash to avoid the Udyr gank there on top side. Knowing Accelerate's damage is really big at this point in the game. Even with 2 stacks on the ring, still can dish out a lot of DPS with that Hextech alternator. And will proceed to force the flash away, so no engage potential there. But Dragon is still available. TP available as well for both top laners if they do want to join the fight.
Yeah, TP also available for JVL. He is hanging around the Drake at the moment, though. Trinity did opt for the Ignite. Hasn't really paid off thus far. I don't think you can engage there. I was going to say, you should just get peeled away by Birdman if you do. Oh boy, how long has Rosero been there?
Oh man, Rosero's been there for quite a while, but the turret's going to be shut down. They haven't found Alistar. He's flashed away, now the TP's committed, but the other one's too late. Papa's not in time, and the team's going to get wiped before he even arrives. Papa can't do nothing for this fight, baby. Good night, see you later. As it's a 2 for nothing. Now it's Lotus that are chasing the fight down. There's a super mega death rocket going to go a little bit wide. JVL going to dodge out on a stun as well. LZ, again, looking for more. Stun there. There's the Pop Blossom going to go down just to disengage the fight, but Lotus find 2 in the bot lane, and now they're headed to Dragon.
Yeah, great stuff from Lotus. Again, we mentioned they have the extra TP available. Everyone comes down for the party in the bot lane as Rosero, I think, just goes a little bit too deep, thinking he can shut the turret off, and Lotus punish appropriately. Lovely stuff. Great skirmish and team fight from them. They earned themselves a couple kills and the Drake to slow down the Dragon stack.
Oh, DJ, I'm thinking here, I'm sitting watching this game go down with you, my friend. It's been such a pleasure to be able to cast with you. And I got a feeling, to be honest, we're going to be here a while. Lotus are not giving anything up without a fight. Double TP in the bot lane. They commit everything and they win for it. Coming together as a squad to win a mid-game fight. And they are looking to force us to another game, not wanting to get knocked out of playoffs just quite yet. And they're putting up their fists saying, bring it on.
Yeah, and they are just fighting back. You know, a good start to the game. They fall behind, but they're showing some good fortitude here after they did fall behind to clamber back into the game. It's something we have seen from WyoBoomers this entire series. Maybe this time it is a Lotus's turn to be the one with the mentality monsters, as was once said by Klopp, and they're going to bait in Papa.
Look at this. The Meganar is going to come through. It doesn't find Xstud, accelerates low, but he's dodging. He's got his dancing shoes on, and this is a bait and a half. Hook, line, sinker, a worm on a hook. Simply outplayed and jebaited. JBL is going to have to deal with the Shelly that was charging in mid lane, but really no plates available. Now they're looking for something in mid lane as well. Rosero has the ulti, the flash, but there's the fate sealed and the destiny has been decided. Kiwism's going to go in with Magnet Storm. The Attract and Repel will lock up Birdman, as we'll have to force out the ulti. Alistair is actually going to land a zap, and he feels confident maybe to step forward, but no, we'll just back away from now, knowing the Gale Force does a lot of execute damage from Palm Goat, respecting the 1v1, but Lotus again coming out on top, and the Everfrost from Trinity will get him to safety. Always looking to fight, always looking to take it to his Lotus this game. This is the comfort that we wanted and we're now getting. Knowing your limits, pushing the limits here are Lotus in game number 4.
Yeah,
or 3, excuse me.
Yeah, 1.5k gold lead for them. They're looking to force down this bot lane turret. I think it will. Nope, just going to be cleared away by Palm Goat. He will manage to keep that one alive, stay slightly ahead in the CS department, but very even in that bottom lane. But you can see the clever plays coming out from Lotus. They are thinking they are back after a rough game 2, and they are looking dangerous. Accelerate 2-0-0, and he's going to get some more help from LZ. Papa, you better run!
Papa has Mega in a second, but he gonna get it out in time. No, he's taken down and Accelerate 3-0-0 on Vladimir. Every single time a fight has broken out, he has claimed kill credit, and now he looks monstrous. It is what nightmares are made of, and this might be one for Rosero as well. But the call off the engage for now, but they're looking for one in Alistair instead. It's gonna go so low, can't quite get the last bits of damage. Birdman's flashing forward for the auto attack. Birdman is slain one. Now Kiwi has to walk away as Trinity is engaging now on the bot side. They'll walk out, Daunt committing to the dive, and here comes Rosero onto Accelerate, has the flash, the Hemo Plague is there as well. Will force Rosero away. That is a great Sanguine pull to avoid the damage, and the dive is on. LZ gonna trade this one away. Does he survive? You've gotta be kidding me. Papa and Rosero have botched this top lane play too many times to count, and Lotus take full effect in this form. The tower's gonna go down, Accelerate probably soon to follow. You couldn't imagine he gets away from this one. Oh my gosh, Papa is dead again, DJ.
Yeah, and we've said tilt has been a problem for Lotus this series. It's Papa's turn to be tilted, man. He keeps going in. He keeps disrespecting where LZ can be and Accelerate. Is just happy to call his jungler time and time again. Say, feed me, baby. It's my turn to carry. To heck with our bot laner. To heck with Alistair. I'm the man in the top lane. I am the carry. I am not going to let WyoBoomers knock me out of playoffs for the second season running. He is 4-0-1 on this Vlad. He has got Papa in his pocket with a little help from LZ, and he is set up to carry this game for Lotus.
And Accelerate clearly was listening to the cast. He was wondering what we had to say. He heard that, well, we didn't think he showed up in game 1 or 2 quite to the fullest potential, and man, has he arrived now. I'm checking the rule book because something about this Vladimir seems criminal in what's going on. No way you should be able to survive that kind of a play. Flashing forward was Papa, but the flash was perfect from Accelerate to dodge out on the boomerang. And now he's here for the fight as well. Papa has TP if he wants to join. Dragon has been started up.
Yeah, they do have pole position, and I don't really think Wyo wants to fight for this one. They are just going to give it up, try to push out some lanes, and get some control back across the map. They're trailing by nearly 3k gold at the moment. They will just go for the turrets. Accelerate likely going to swap lanes with this bottom side. I'll force them off the turrets so they can take it, and we'll see if they keep their lane positions as Rift. Going to be popped mid. It will take it down. Well, LZ should be able to get out. He is a bit of a speedy boy.
And but Kolb and LZ is just dead. The Gale Force Deadly Flourish combination does so much to lock down and finish off targets, but now they're looking for an engage of their own. Kiwism has picked up the chem tank. Meanwhile, Birdman's a target. JBL diving onto the back line, but it's only found Trinity. Palm Goat has to flash heal away. Can he survive at the back end of the fight? There's Pop Blossom. It's going to find a lot of damage. Accelerate's been taken down already. The rest of the damage pouring through. It's big. Papa's arrived in the fight, but he's exhausted. He doesn't have the Mega quite yet. Kiwi's going to go down. JBL somehow staying alive in the fight. Has to go back to the Soul Unbound. He's been taken down low, and Alistair's found a double. Kiting now is this AD carry. Oh my word, Alistair's arrived on the scene. Quadra kill. Could it be? No. The escape from Trinity, and it's a quadra at 20 and a half minutes for Alistair. Good God, the man is massive.
Yeah, that was huge for Lotus, and I gotta be honest, I didn't really like the play coming in from them there. They were only 3k gold up. They had just lost their jungler, and they elect to go into a fight in a choke point onto the enemy support. That is the stuff that throws are made of, Necrox. But in the end, Alistair has the ability to turn around the fight. I would say with some help for JVL, who did just enough damage before he went down to allow Alistair to pick up a reset on that Get Excited to go ham in the fight, and he does the rest, picking up a quadra kill and extending the lead for Lotus, who are now in complete control with likely a better team fighting composition available for them as they try to get onto Palm Go.
They only get Bird, though. Doesn't have the ulti to get himself out. Will be able to walk away, but this is why on the analyst desk, you heard Mitch and Crisp get so excited when Alistair locked in the Jinx. This is what you can get. When he gets a little bit of room to wiggle, he turns it into an absolute country mile. And this one is a massive turnaround for Lotus in game 3. Palm Goat's going to be stunned into a lot of damage. But here comes the Flash Pop Blossom as it locks down only one member. The Everfrost as well. LZ's staying alive for now. He runs so damn fast. He's going for more as he might just be shut down as one pass over to Trinity. But Sarah's arrived in the fight and LZ's low. He's going to be taken down. Can the shots find their marks? 3, 4 onto LZ. It's not enough. Excuse me. Accelerate will find himself a double kill. There's a Hema Plague into Papa. Will force him to walk away from now. The Deadly Flourish has found the mark into Accelerate along with a Boomerang that just doesn't quite connect. A nice fight for Lotus. Once again, they get the shutdown off of Trinity, and now they can push down mid lane, maybe look for the fight as well. JVL will find a huge Fate Sealed, and Alistair is under the turret. Caught napping was WyoBoomers, and Lotus find an ace. All of a sudden, that was a massive turnaround, and between the 3 carries, the damage was real, and the shots come through and reign true for Lotus. They'll crack the inhibitor at 22, nearly 23 minutes in. Do you believe in miracles? Because that's a question we gotta start asking.
Yeah, certainly are. They are so in control of this game. It's looking like we are headed to a game 4. Just a little bit too greedy. Our WyoBoomers, they want to push out from their turret with the 3 members alive, but Papa just not having the best game again. I think he's a little bit tilted after all of those plays that were so very close in the top side, just tilted against him with some help from LZ, with some lovely play from Accelerate, and he's just not really a factor in this game. Not tanking enough on the Nard, not setting himself up well. Baits his teammates in there a little bit, and they all die. It is Alistair, Accelerate, and JVL all in tandem in this game, looking to carry Lotus, and this is the version of Lotus that we all wanted. It's not just Alistair where there's help, where there are other carry sources. They're putting it together, and they are looking so much better in game number 4.
Incredible turnaround here in the series from Lotus, and even in the game operating at a deficit, and somehow found a fight that favored them, and now they're sitting on potentially soul point if they can grab this dragon. 10 seconds until it's available, excuse me. Double TPs are online. Keep your eyes on the super minions in mid lane. We could get a backdoor scenario here. Not sure they want to commit to it though, as they feel strong enough for the fight. It's been started up. There are the flame choppers to give a little bit more space. This one's gonna be burned down and taken, and simply taken before Rosero could even think about getting in. Those flame choppers did so much to zone, and Lotus are actually headed straight to the Baron pit.
Yeah, I mean, they should be. The supers are on the Nexus turrets, so this is a big macro mistake from WyoBoomers. They want to slow down the Drake stacking. They go for the soul point there, and they're just zoned away. It's a great set of Flame Chompers from Alistair, and now someone has to answer the super minions, so they're going to be low members on this fight.
Rostero's looking for this 1v1, but he doesn't win it. He's just trying to get some space here for his team. He's a sacrificial bear. Now he's going to go in with a Stormbringer, but that's a nice Sanguine pool. Baron's going to be taken, as that's going to be a fight now. Going to break out, accelerate, going to find one. Alistair's going to pick up kill credit, and they found Birdman. The Super Mega Death Rocket going to go a little wide, but JVL has slain Bird for what feels like the 10,000th time this game. Papa gonna be targeted now. The stun gonna be locked up, barely getting away, but no. Alistair gonna claim kill credit. Kiwism's gonna go down. JVL's going over the wall, looking for more. The Zap not gonna connect. JVL gonna return back to the Soul Unbound, but the Nexus turrets are exposed. You're not Huang Feng, my friend. You gotta get back to defend. No, Palm Goat's gonna find nothing on the 4-shot. The Nexus is open. Auto it down, 50% HP. Why not, Lotus? Pad the stats, end the game. And can you believe it? We're headed to game 4.
We are headed to game 4, Necrox. We got ourselves a series. It looked doomed for Lotus in the middle parts of that game after they threw another early game lead. But this time around, they find the mental fortitude. They don't tilt. They keep themselves going and accelerate. Steps up so huge after those first 2 games. Alistair ends up with the 10 kills after a quadra and some cleanups, but so much of the work to set him up for that success was done by Accelerate and LZ in that top lane. And again, you see the 3 carries here for Lotus. So very strong at the end of this game. This is what it needs to look like if they want to stay alive, if they want to force a full 5 games, if they want even a sniff at another shot at the Excellency title. They've got to get another game like this one to stay alive and to move forward as a team.
I got 4 words for you, DJ. XLR8 comes up big in that game. Again, he heard us about game 1 and 2 and put his foot down in game 3, forcing us to a game 4. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have your popcorn, if you don't have your drinks, your soda, your snacks, and your blanket ready for the absolute banger of a series that is about to transpire and manifest here in Excellency Heavy League, you better go get him. Get your grandmother, get your mother, your brother, and everyone in town tuned into this stream, because things are getting real. We'll be right back after the break with our analyst test to break down where we're headed from here.